You open a pricing page and see $12 a month. Then a second button says $120 a year paid up front. Why does paying more at once look cheaper? The short answer is not that subscriptions create money from nowhere. An annual price is usually a trade. You commit for longer, and the company gives up some price per month. Let us use clearly labeled toy numbers. This is a simplified example, not a universal discount. $12 monthly or $120 annually for the same 12 months of access. Pay monthly for a full year and the arithmetic is 12 times 12, or $144. Pay annually and the bill is $120 up front. The annual option is $24 lower overall. 24 divided by 144 is 16.7% less than the monthly total if you use the service all year. Spread that annual payment across 12 months, and it looks like $10 per month. The visible monthly equivalent is lower, but the checkout still asks for the full 120 today. That presentation changes the comparison in your head. Monthly billing emphasizes flexibility now. Annual billing emphasizes a lower average price over a longer horizon. A useful break-even question is simple. After how many months will the monthly plan total the annual price? In this example, 120 divided by 12 is 10 months. So if you use the service for 10 months, the toy totals match. Use it for fewer than 10, and the annual plan may cost more in practice unless its terms allow a refund. This is why the discount is not automatically a bargain. The relevant question is not just the monthly equivalent. It is whether your expected use matches the commitment. Now switch sides. Under monthly billing, the seller expects 12 separate $12 collections, assuming the customer keeps paying and the charges succeed. Under the toy annual plan, $120 arrives at sign-up instead of arriving in 12 smaller pieces. That is earlier cash collection, not automatically higher profit. Earlier cash can help a business plan near-term spending, payroll, or service capacity. But the benefit depends on refunds, payment success, operating costs, and what the contract requires the business to deliver. Cash, profit, and revenue are different lenses. A bank balance can rise today, even while the company still owes months of access to the customer. Under accrual accounting, payment in advance is generally not the same as earned revenue. Revenue is recognized as the promised service is delivered, subject to the applicable accounting rules. In a toy 12-month contract, imagine the 120 as a stack of 12 $10 service portions. The cash arrives at the start. The service obligation unfolds over time. This timing distinction matters when people read business metrics. Billings, cash collected, recognized revenue, and future renewals can all describe different moments in the same subscription. The practical takeaway is modest. Annual prepayment can make cash timing and the contracted period easier to plan, but it does not prove a better business outcome. Subscriptions also change how a company recovers customer acquisition cost. Finding and onboarding a customer can cost money before that customer has paid much. Here is another labeled toy example. Suppose marketing and sales cost $50 to acquire one customer, and the customer pays $10 per month. Ignoring costs other than acquisition for a moment, 5 monthly payments equal $50. That is a rough payback illustration, not a profit forecast. An annual prepayment can move more of the contracted cash earlier, which may shorten the time before the seller has collected enough to cover that acquisition outlay. But collected cash is not the same as contribution margin. Hosting, support, payment fees, taxes, refunds, and other costs still affect whether the customer is economically valuable. So say may, not must. A longer commitment can improve the seller's payback visibility, but no billing interval guarantees profitability or makes acquisition costs disappear. The other mechanism is the calendar of cancellation decisions. A month-to-month customer gets a chance to reconsider at each monthly renewal. An annual customer in our simplified story reaches the next renewal decision after 12 months, not after one. That can reduce near-term cancellation exposure during the contracted term. Reduce is not eliminate. Customers can request refunds where allowed, stop using the product, fail to renew, or encounter a payment problem when the next charge arrives. The trade runs both ways. The seller gets a longer period to serve the customer, while the customer gives up some ability to leave cheaply each month. That is why retention statistics need careful definitions. A lower count of monthly cancellations during a prepaid term does not automatically mean customers are happier or will renew later. Payment timing has a second edge. 12 monthly charges create more routine charge attempts. One annual charge creates fewer attempts but asks for a larger amount at once. A failed monthly renewal may interrupt 1 month. A failed annual sign-up or renewal can put more contracted value at risk in a single event, depending on the business's recovery process. Processors can retry failed payments and notify customers, but the exact workflow is configured by the business and payment system. There is no universal failure outcome. We can now state the hidden exchange plainly. The customer trades flexibility and smaller installments for a lower effective price when the service is used long enough. The seller trades some price per month for earlier collection and a longer contracted relationship. Both sides receive something, and both sides take a different risk. The advertised total is only the beginning of the customer comparison. Check taxes, introductory pricing, refunds, prorations, renewal dates, and whether cancellation stops future charges. Auto-renewal is especially easy to overlook. Negative option rules and consumer protection requirements make disclosure and cancellation practices legally sensitive, but the exact rights vary by product and jurisdiction. Do not infer the terms from a colorful annual button. Read the checkout language and the services contract, because a low advertised average can coexist with restrictive refund or cancellation rules. Businesses also choose different prices for different reasons. A software product may value predictable capacity, a gym may price around ongoing access, a service may have variable costs per user. Some subscriptions are monthly only, some offer annual discounts, some use tiers, usage charges, minimum terms, or a free trial that converts into a paid recurring plan. That variety is why there is no universal annual discount, churn reduction, or profit effect to memorize. The economics depend on the price, usage, costs, terms, and customer behavior. For your own decision, write down the full annual total, including mandatory fees and taxes when shown. Then compare it with 12 monthly payments under the actual terms. Next, estimate how many months you realistically expect to use the service. Compare that usage horizon with the break-even month, and treat uncertainty as a cost of commitment. Finally, check renewal, cancellation, refund, and trial conversion language. A cheaper total is useful only if the contract's flexibility and timing fit what you need. So why did everything become a subscription? Recurring billing can turn a one-time relationship into a continuing service contract with predictable collection opportunities and repeated customer decisions. That model can align ongoing service with ongoing payment. It can also make spending less visible, extend commitments, and create more fine print for customers to understand. The honest explanation is neither that subscriptions are always good nor that companies are always exploiting customers. The mechanism is a trade between flexibility, price, cash timing, and risk. Remember 3 checks: compare total price, match the commitment to your expected use, and read the renewal and cancellation terms. The monthly number is only one piece of the economics. If you want the next visual economy breakdown, leave a business model in the comments. For this one, the hidden answer is simple: a subscription sells time, and the price reflects who commits to that time.